Mom Training Podcast with Diana Ballard.
Hey ladies, hope you've had a great week. I want to ask you right now, how hungry are you? You're like, girl, I am hungry. I haven't had breakfast. I need to eat. Okay. But that's not the hunger that I'm talking about right now. How hungry are you for knowledge? Now, I believe that hunger for knowledge and a desire to reach what you want has to be kind of the same. You have to kind of be on the same level with that. Now, if you don't know what you want, how can you be hungry for something you don't want, right? How can you be hungry to reach a goal that you've never set, or reach a goal that you've never looked into to see what's needed to get the goal? That's the first sign of hunger right there. When you have a goal you want to reach, who you want to be, a destination you want to visit, you want your own house, you got to start doing your research. And that's when you start to feel a little bit of hunger. So if you've, had something that you've wanted to work towards, maybe it's even getting married, how to get pregnant, how to be a good mom, there's different things that, maybe you've researched over time, how to do your makeup better, how to curl your hair. I mean, the reason why you were looking up those things is because you were hungry. You were hungry for the knowledge that was out there. So I want to ask you, when was the last time you felt hungry to learn something? When you felt hungry for knowledge? And it is a feeling. It literally is like I don't know what it is, but I can't stop. I can't stop until I learn this thing. I have to learn it. I have to find it. And I'll tell you, when you start practicing, following your hunger for learning, I believe that you get directed in what areas you should go, and, have people brought into your life that can teach you things, experts that, share how they're doing things. Now, remember again, those experts are not perfect and their life will not be exactly like yours, but man, you can learn a ton of stuff from people that live the life that you want to have. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what do you want? What do you want in your life? Oh man, I want a rockin' marriage. Well, girl, there are some people that have rockin' marriages. Okay? Go learn from them. Man, I want to have a garden. Sweet. You better go hit up those gardeners, which is quite funny. I started my first garden this year, and after talking to a couple of old people that do gardens, I was like, oh, they've done gardens their whole life. I asked my grandma, say, Grandma, what are your tips for gardening? She's like, you put it in the ground and you watch it grow. I'm like, well, okay. There's people that are going to have results that aren't going to know how to teach that kind of stuff to you. They're going to be like, I don't know, because they've practiced it for so many years. So not everyone is going to be a teacher. Not everyone is going to be someone that's going to be able to open up, be an open book and be like, oh, this is how you do it. Exactly. So just follow A, B, and C and you'll totally have the most amazing garden in the world. Others are like, I don't know, you just put this freaking seed in the ground and it grows. And you're like, well, that's not helpful for me. Then they're not your person to learn from. You can, learn by observing from them. But there are people that have a gift of teaching, that have a gift of opening their mouth and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta have what you know. Just give it to me, right? So if you listened to last week, I talked about my expert mom, Beverly. Again, one of the most spectacular women I've ever met. She's a mom of 5 kids. She's 70 years old, you guys. You're like, oh my gosh, I thought she was some young buck that was in the middle of it. Oh girl. Don't discount anyone, okay? You give people a chance. That if you saw this lady's life, she travels all over the world, is the most amazing cook. She scuba dives all the time for fun. She's involved in every event in town, just brings cookies and she is spectacular. Her production level is like nothing I have ever seen before. And here she is at 70 years old, having the time of her life. In the last year, probably has been to 5, 6, 7 places, exotic countries to visit and scuba dive and be completely involved in the culture. She stayed in a hut, in this one island, and they did all these, anyway, the stories that she tells, you're like, but you're 70 years old. So what do you want to be? How do you want to be at 70 years old? Do you want to be living your life to the fullest all the way to the end? Feeling bomb, having great relationships with your kids, having your husband be helping out there at 70 years old. He was in there cutting cookies with her, and which is actually next week we're going to talk about what she taught me about relationships and how her and her husband have a good relationship. And I'm like, gosh, you just blow me out of the water. Every time you open your mouth, you're amazing. So, there are people that are willing to talk to you and willing to teach you. Take someone to lunch, call them up, say, hey, I have some questions. Like, I'm wanting to learn this. Can you please teach me like how you do this? And again, there are going to be people that are like, oh yeah, A, B, and C, and this is what you need to do, and start practicing this one skill. And then there's other people that are like, you just put the freaking seed in the ground and it grows. And you're like, okay, that didn't help me very much, except that I put the seed in the ground and it grows, right? So, and that's okay, because that's not that person's role right there. So you need to find people that love to teach and that actually can take what they're doing and put it into words. Take what they're doing and break it down into bite-sized pieces so that you can understand it and, apply it to your life and thrive. So again, the first step that I ask you is, what have you been hungry for lately? And when was the last time you felt hungry to learn something? I mean, are we just, moseying along through life being like, I'm just get up in the morning and I have, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Maybe I go to bed and kiss my husband, maybe make a little love. Is there anything that's making you get up in the morning and want to do more with your life? And that's not being like not content with your life, not being like, well, my life sucks, no, you better love your life exactly where you're at right now, because if you don't love your life, what do you think you're going to do, like, down the road when you actually reach these things you're working for? You're going to be like, this sucks. Like, this sucks, right? So you need to enjoy where you're at, but also having a purpose of what you're doing each day and getting up and be like, I'm working towards that. I'm going to become better at that. I'm going to become a better communicator, a better wife, a better mom, a better, dog mom. If you have a dog, I'm going to take care of my house better. I'm going to do this better. You got to have stuff that moves you forward. You got to take care of it. And as you do, as you enjoy what you're doing and have something pushing you, you find the people that can teach you the knowledge that can get you there so much faster. Don't try to do it on your own. I mean, if you want to accelerate your productivity and like reaching your goals, I hire coaches all the time, you guys. I have a coach now. I have multiple people that I'm talking to now that are pushing my booty, okay, that are inspiring me. And man, I'm hungry for them. I search for them. I look for them. Like, as I meet someone, I'm like, what do you do? Cool. Awesome. What if you could share like one tip, like what would it be? Be a researcher, man. It doesn't have to be like you sitting down with a pen and paper. You pass by somebody. Some of my best marriage advice that I got on my honeymoon was like talking to people and be like, man, you are beautiful and you have a lot of beautiful jewelry on. She said, yeah, my husband made it all for me. Like, well, what's your, if you could give me a marriage advice, like one tip, like what would it be? And she said, you tell your husband 3 things every day that he's doing right. And I'll tell you, you want to have your husband be on your side, be a supporter, be a help for you, man, you do that. I've done it. And man, I have a great relationship with my husband. He is a team player. We work together on things. And it wasn't like that in the beginning, you guys. I have an amazing man, but we've grown into that. We've grown into that relationship. Obviously, like, he's a good man. He's a hard worker. But man, I'll tell you now, we're in like 6.5 years right now. And shoot, man. His work ethic, his helping with the kids and with the house, and how he loves me. Wow. There's you just got to keep learning from people who have amazing relationships, amazing results, money. If you want money, you got to learn from people who have money and keep money. If you're learning from Joe Schmo or your father-in-law who doesn't have a dime to his name, is in buttloads of debt, you're learning from the wrong person. Okay? You gotta find people who have the actual results you want. And the more you look for it, the more you're going to be able to find it. You're going to recognize it. You're going to be like, okay, this person's really happy. They've got a happy relationship, and it's not a fake one. It's not like, oh, hi, we're smiling together and we're holding hands because we're in public. No, it's like, you can tell, like, oh, cool. Hey, what's up? Yeah, cool. Awesome. We got a good relationship going. Once you get hungry, and once you know what you want to be hungry for and what you want to learn, oh, dude, your eyes will start to be open to so many opportunities and resources that will teach you, and you'll grow like you will grow, like you'll explode in your results and moving forward in your goals. So I invite you to find out what you're hungry for. Make a goal of what you want and help that hunger for knowledge and for learning increase. And help it grow and listen to people and find people that have what you want. Test out what they have. Ask questions about what they have. Kind of test out, like, do they really have what I want? Is this what I want in my life? And if you find someone like my friend Bev, oh my gosh. I mean, I literally am eating out of her hand every time. You're like, Diana, why are you eating out? Oh, girl, listen. I am going to reach these goals. I'm going to become the person that I want to become. And I'm going to have an amazing relationship with my husband. I want to travel the world. I want to have buttloads of money that I don't ever have to worry about money anymore. And I got to learn from people that have exactly that. Okay? So do you. So what are you hungry for? What do you want? Increase that hunger and then find people who can help you to learn the things that you're hungry for. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next week. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hit subscribe so you don't miss anything.
You can hit me up on social media at Diana Ballard Live or on my website at dianaballard.com.
See you next week.